Yo, it's happening. It's finally happening. I'm excited, dude. I'm super excited, dude. I'm super duper excited. Um, cannot wait. Yeah, I just seen a tweet said Naruto violated Konohamaru in front of the girls is wild. Konohamaru was getting too big for his britches. All right, so sound is working. You know what? No, sound is working.
Oh, collab with me.
All right. This is gonna be tight. I'm actually gonna do the Q&A. I'm excited about this. Personally, I'm excited about this. I'm actually gonna pull the chat up in another window. That's how excited I am. This is about to be a big one. About to be a big one. Big one. Big one. We in here, everyone.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome
Let's
to
go.
today's Marvel's Midnight Suns dev stream.
Is
My
this
name
allowed?
is Rachel Sema, and I'm a senior producer here at Firaxis.
There we
I'm
go.
joined by Jake Solomon, creative director on Marvel's Midnight Suns, and Garth DeAngelis, franchise producer on Marvel's Midnight Suns. Today we're going to be bringing you some live gameplay of the game in Mission. We're also going to be taking some questions at the end of the stream, so make sure to drop those down in the chat. For everyone who is new to Midnight Suns
I
and checking
cannot
out
wait.
the game for the first time,
This is gonna be so
can you
tight.
talk a little bit about what to expect?
I can. So Marvel's Midnight Suns is a tactics RPG set in the Marvel universe, in the supernatural, the spooky side of the Marvel universe. And RPG means it's the first of its kind for us. Our team has never made an RPG before, and that's really exciting. It was terrifying.
Whoa.
Now it's exciting.
It was a tactical
First
RPG
RPG
XCOM.
from Marvel Games, and
No.
so it's really exciting for us. I'm thrilled to finally be at this point where we get to actually just play.
It's
the
gonna be
game.
lit.
Yeah, and this. I think, you are a diehard fan of Marvel, which we have a lot of members of the team that
Very
sort of
hardcore.
have that love for the treasure trove, which is Marvel. But I think, as a team, when we started this project, we wanted to make something that could really be your Marvel adventure,
Right.
something that you have never played before.
Yeah.
And you can speak a lot to the books and the Midnight
It-
Suns, which we can get to in a little bit. But we also have a lot of team
yes,
members.
I can.
I'm
So
okay,
excited.
We'll be here for 2
So
hours,
excited.
I'm
Right.
sure.
2 hours?
But we have a lot of members of the
I'm
team
here
that
the
have
whole
been
way.
lifelong Marvel Games fans as well
Yep.
too, going back to Maximum Carnage, going back to X-Men Legends and those types of games. And there's been so many
They
that
said
have
it.
really
They
fulfilled the
said it.
fantasy
X-Men
of
Legends. They
being a
said
superhero
it.
in battle. And we wanted to give more than that. We wanted to give more beyond just battle.
Oh.
We wanted to build relationships with these very dynamic personalities that have their unique origins, their unique motivations, and step into the shoes of a customizable character and interact with
Right.
them.
There's
Oh,
two powerful
man.
fantasies. And
So
one of which we're
goated.
going to show today. Obviously, a very powerful fantasy is seeing these Marvel heroes in combat and
Yeah.
controlling them. That's a great one. there's also the fantasy of what are these heroes like outside of combat. And we're going to show that in another live stream. We're going to show a little of that today.
A little bit. We're going to tease it.
Show a little bit of that today, which is cool. But yeah, you're exactly right. We wanted to put the player into the middle of this story and let them live in the Marvel Universe. And so that's what we hope to do. But today, we're going to show just some of the big scope that the game has.
Yeah. And we're also celebrating an anniversary of another game that you both worked on. Can you talk a little bit about that for a second?
That's right. I missed
Do not forget your anniversaries, you know.
That's right.
Your wife will get, my wife will get sad. And this one was brought to my attention, which
I can't believe I missed this. Did you
I
miss
did,
it?
I did miss it originally.
My gosh.
I saw some amazing commentary online with, from XCOM Enemy Unknown. And it's the 10-year anniversary. For those of you watching,
XCOM Enemy
with Jake and I, the development
Unknown.
team, it's pretty incredible that we're still working with some folks.
They don't
from
know.
Enemy
They don't
Unknown.
know about that.
But
Let's
there
start
were
chat.
some really great messages online about what that title has meant to everyone 10 years later, as sort of being a benchmark in the turn-based tactics, and for us to potentially have the opportunity to hopefully do it again with Midnight Suns. I think is a unique opportunity in the game industry.
Yeah, it's all been a road to this point. XCOM, obviously, we love that. And in fact, this project started out. We thought we were going to make XCOM and just drop some superheroes in, and it was going to be awesome. And it was terrible.
The plan just blew up in our face.
And this is where we're about to show, right? And so tactics games are a puzzle. And what you're trying to do is every turn you're presenting the player with a puzzle that's almost unsolvable.
That's the cool thing about tactics games.
Puzzles require randomness. And so in XCOM, the randomness is, is this shot going to hit? How much damage is this going to do? But when we did that with this version, with superheroes, it felt terrible. That's
Which was
not
pretty
the
good.
superhero fantasy.
Well,
so
I can understand that.
Midnight Suns, every ability does exactly what it says it's going to do. It does exactly the amount of damage. You just can't predict
As it
when
should.
that ability is going to be.
As it should do exactly what it's going to do.
In the shoes of a superhero that way.
Yeah, we didn't set out to make an entirely new tactics game. It's absolutely not our intent, but that's where we ended up. But now,
Hey,
I'm really
greatness is greatness, baby.
Work, and here we are.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. All right. So now that we've heard a little bit about the game, let's get started. Let's jump into the mission.
Let's do it.
This is brand new gameplay.
All right, so we are in a general mission in New York City. A large portion of the game takes place in New York. And one of the great things about this game,
New York.
adventure, and it's been very important to the team, is that we have an enormous hero roster. So we'll talk a little bit about these heroes, and
it is a good hero roster.
You get started.
Because
you
talk about the new system. It is so fluid and fun to play.
We're in a non-story mission, right? This is just going to be one encounter. We're going to rip through these bad dudes here. I hope, Garth, right?
Let's see.
I have not seen this mission. I didn't want to see it before we played. I want to do this live.
You know, we are doing it live.
We are doing it live.
Things can go sideways as a disclaimer to everyone, but we're going to do it live and go through.
Woo! I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
We do have a large roster of heroes. That was always
They're going
really,
live
really
with
important
this.
to us.
This is live gameplay. We'll see how good.
The entire Marvel
I don't know who's
universe,
playing right
every
now. Is it
corner.
Garth?
So we have supernatural heroes, of course. We have heroes that are from the original Midnight Suns comic.
Is it Garth?
Doctor Strange,
Who's playing?
And Blade and Ghost Rider, although it's a different version of Ghost Rider. We do have Johnny Blaze in the game as a narrative character. But we have this large roster of all these different heroes because that's kind of the fun of this, is finding all these different styles of heroes,
Right.
Combining them, finding the different synergies between them. And it's a big part of the narrative as well, is this idea of the Avengers, they face a threat that they cannot possibly handle on their own. They're definitely out of their depth, and so they have to lean on the supernatural characters and the Midnight Suns to come in and help them.
Speaking of, can you talk about the 3 characters that we are playing this mission with right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
please talk about them.
We have
We got
Doctor
Blade.
Strange, we have Captain Marvel, and we have Blade. And so players are going to be
Blade go
maybe
hard.
more familiar with Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange.
But
they featured in the
we don't know
Marvel
Blade.
movies recently. But of course, it's hard to believe anybody wouldn't be familiar with Blade. Right, Garth? Your personal favorite?
I love Blade. I think we had some early pre-production favorites, and we definitely wanted to get him in the game as something to bring back to the spotlight.
So design-wise,
Blade's awesome.
What we really try to do is make sure that every hero feels, well, what happened to Strange? Did he get dazed by the...
He got dazed
He
by
did
the
get
shield
dazed.
guard.
All right. I got to talk about the gameplay in a second. But so every hero has their own skill set. They really need to feel unique. So Blade is great. I mean, he deals damage. He does great
Blade
at
go
dealing
crazy.
single target damage, multi-target damage, and he can apply the bleeding effect, which deals damage over time. Doctor Strange is much more of a support hero, so he can build up a resource called heroism.
Oh, we're about to see a combo.
About to
There,
see it. It's
sorry.
going
Yeah,
down.
we
It's
got it.
going
We
down.
gotta check this out.
It's going down. It's the first
I mean-
combo.
These are all so cool.
Part of the beauty of this game
I like
is,
these.
and I am playing fast.
Oh, he is knocking the shield though.
I want our community to see like, there's so
Ooh.
much depth to this system, but you really can fly. I mean, one of the early gameplay pillars was
Why not
that
go binary?
We can make this playable to anyone that may want to try something new in the turn-based tactics genre. So we're moving fast, but there's so much that we haven't talked about yet. We did quick plays, we got refunds, we just did a hero combo there.
Yeah, and I thought Blade and Captain Marvel had amazing chemistry on that combo, don't you
They
think?
did have
Don't
good
you
chemistry.
think?
there.
Oh, inside joke. All right, so and yeah, we
Blade
see
and Captain Marvel
this
had
is what's
amazing
special
chemistry.
about Captain Marvel is that you drew the go binary card. So again, talking about how each character
Time to go
I want-
binary.
you know. But Captain
Hey.
Marvel is great because now that she's gone binary, when you play a
Hey.
certain amount of cards, she can go binary. She
Hey.
is an absolute
Nuclear,
weapon.
yeah,
Like,
she about to go
is
crazy.
The strongest once she goes.
She about to go crazy.
Yep.
So she's doubled her offense now, and as long as she keeps her block, she's
Oh,
gonna stay super
the
strong.
studio
but she
streaming
requires a
app.
lot of heroism to use appropriately, which is why we brought Doctor Strange because he generates a lot of it.
Yeah.
And one of the things we just did too, this is a shield guard, which is a special type of enemy that was protecting this truck. Just like in XCOM or any good tactical game, you're not just always beating up the enemies. You need objectives.
That's right.
So we used that combo to break through to the shield guard, remove that protection, and now we were able to get the supplies, which you'll be able to bring back to the Abbey.
Right before the truck took off.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, we do have over 20 different mission objectives. There are so many different things that you could do in a mission. Sometimes you're just taking out the bad guys, but many, many times you are doing.
They're wiping them
completely
out
different things,
fast.
protecting something.
So if you know what you're doing, you can't run through this. Oh, Blake got hurt.
He was concealed.
Right.
Oh
And that's a good
no.
point that there's, 13 playable characters on the hero side, but there's also a huge breadth of enemy characters as well.
Yes, a huge breadth of enemy characters. A lot of what we've shown have been Hydra, but of course, you should expect a lot of very powerful supernatural enemies to appear a little bit later in the game, and we'll show that in some of our live streams.
Yeah, we're actually going
Okay.
to show some later, I think.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
supernatural enemies.
Yeah,
You
so
had
this
me
is-
at super.
Again, the enemies have their own sort of niche that they
So
fill.
lame.
So we had the shield
I
guard,
like it.
which we took out. The marksman is incredibly dangerous because not only can they mark heroes, and then on the next turn they will absolutely KO.
KO, yeah.
But
Marksmen
they
are
also
always
can
going to be
conceal
horrible.
themselves when they take
Mark is
damage. They're
bad.
a very tricky enemy to face off against.
Ooh, they got stealth
We actually got a
mechanics.
question from the chat.
I like that.
From
Yeah, I like that, actually.
ZSC6. Could we elaborate on the combat animations a little bit? Sorry, the combat items a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Garth, you want to show them real quick?
Sure.
That's a hardcore question. We are
Yeah.
starting
It is a
hard,
hard
baby.
question.
All right.
How do you
Man.
know
People
that
are getting to the
existed?
meat of it. They want to
Let's
know
get
what's up.
into it. All right, so combat items are
Combat
things
items.
that you build back
Okay.
at the Abbey, and again, we'll show the Abbey. Obviously, this game, like many games we've made, there's a whole other side to this game.
This is so
outside of
cool.
combat. But back at the Abbey, you can research and build combat items. Some of them are specific to heroes, so you'll need that to have that. You'll need to unlock something with that hero to start researching this combat item. Combat items are
I'm
free.
gonna ask if they
You
card
can
play.
use them,
Oh, he said they're
and then
free.
they
He
will
just answered
grant-
they're free.
We have so many combat items, so many different combat
We
items.
need stuff like that.
Grant completely different benefits. So you can instantly get a boost by using a combat item. But combat items are consumables. So every time you use one in combat, you've got to go back and build something to replace it back in the Abbey.
Let's actually use one now.
Let's
So-
go.
Use.
So what I actually just did here, and if you are a fan of tactics game, which most of you are, I'm assuming, movement and positioning is absolutely critical. One of the cool things about our game, and one of the different pieces of what's underlying it, there is no grid in this game.
No, it isn't.
But movement is still a very, very important decision that you have to make
Yeah.
at certain points. So I actually just moved Captain Marvel to this position because I wanted to take out two enemies,
you wanna
two
do the
hybrid
attack.
units with one of her special
Yeah,
heroic
wanna do the
abilities,
attack.
Photon Beam. You only get one move per turn, right?
True.
But I think we have a special
What?
combat item here. Agility.
Hey.
Yep. So let's use that.
So this is how the combat items work, right? They're instant. They are free. You have to spend resources to build these things, but using that allows you to
Oh,
Yo.
shove. I thought I had my shove. That's my fault.
I'm trying to get that
all
Fire
right.
Axis
Well,
mod.
Hey, guys,
I
this
already
is-
used my shove this turn, which I forgot about.
This is live, and we want to remind you that your choices have consequences.
Come on,
So now
Garth.
you see how combat items can work.
Get together, Garthy boy.
Now you can, again, there's a whole lot of research you can do. You can have up to 3 combat items per mission.
Nice.
We're at the point where we have 2. So don't worry, Garth. We have another one. We can
3
use if
combat
you wanted
items
to,
per
if you wanted
mission.
to. We're at the
And
point
what I
where we
really
have 2.
liked jumping into this from the start is that
Man.
you have things that are really deep, like combat items and ways you can upgrade cards. But if you want to play and you're a beginner, it's also really intuitive to jump into.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a game where we've really tried to work on flow.
Yeah.
To where,
Ooh,
like,
I
as a
lost
player,
graphic
you're kind of
fidelity.
guided through this experience. You wake up every day in the Abbey. There are very clear things for you to do, and then you jump into a tactical mission. And so
There we go.
really try to work
That's all I
on making
wanted
the
to
flow
see.
very smooth. And then depending on how the player wants to play the game, they want to ramp the difficulty up. It's up to them basically, and then they can make it to where every choice matters intensely. But yeah, I think any good tactics game, we have choices. They matter. In XCOM,
Yeah, man. This
you
is
can
looking like it's
almost
gonna be pretty
fail
fun.
at it. And I think Midnight Suns, especially at the basic difficulty levels, it's more about how well can you play this game. Now you want to ramp the difficulty up, and it becomes a case where every decision is life or death.
Yeah. And as we've been talking about the fact there's so many characters in the game,
Christopher Odd is on here.
will I, as a player, be able to unlock all those characters through gameplay from the start, from launch?
Yes, so all characters will be unlocked through gameplay.
What?
Some of them are tied to the narrative, so they may come online.
Oh, okay,
later. But yeah,
okay.
you'll unlock all the heroes through gameplay. And there's so many of them. I think that's kind of the fun.
There's a lot of
is
them,
that there's
actually.
so many characters here that you really have to focus on. You'll develop like this A squad of heroes that you always take on missions if you can. You
Yeah.
have this B squad of heroes, but
That's how these things
there are
work.
13 heroes, including the hunter, in this
Damn,
game.
13
And so
heroes?
It really is the kind of thing. It's also a very replayable game because of that. Like you'll play through, and again, we've played through I don't know how many times, but every playthrough you find yourself, okay, I'm gravitating towards these 4 or 5 heroes, and then you'll want to play again because you want to see how the other heroes work.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about Doctor Strange as well? We've hit on Marvel and Blade. What is Doctor Strange's role in the team?
Yeah, so Doctor
Doctor
Strange
Strange
you
is
would
goated.
classify as support. I mean, every hero is capable of pretty strong offense.
This
but
Blade
Doctor
is-
Strange is
Blade
really a
is
very
goated.
powerful
He's a
support character.
helper.
So he does a lot of things that will draw new abilities into the hand. He'll add a lot of heroism. Oh, how'd we do? 2
Hey.
stars.
Job, Garth.
Messed
Nice
up
job.
on that combat
2
item.
stars.
Yeah, no?
That's not, well, that's true. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so, and we do want to talk really quickly.
Yeah, Jake, we should talk about. I mean, this might be a Marvel Comics fan dream right here. If you want to give a quick overview.
Right. So we call this the photo booth. So you
2
get a comic
stars.
cover, at the end of every mission.
Yikes.
You can make these yourself back at the Abbey, but every mission will give you one.
Good Blade almost died.
And then it generates these. Those are actually 3D scenes. So you can go in and you can edit to your heart's content. What characters are here, their poses, their expressions, the backgrounds, the text, all of those things are editable. And this is the return of the random generator, which we always like to have in our game, right? We like to create user-generated content that people can share.
They won't let. I try to pop their chat
so,
out.
you
It's
know,
on
a lot
slow
of the
mode.
team
It won't
names
let
that
me
they
like
approve
comment
random
from my own
generated.
chat.
Yeah.
We really hope people have fun with that.
It's an awesome way to showcase all the different characters in the game. So let's take a look
This is
at
weird.
the next mission. We're going to go load that one up via the Abbey.
Yeah, before we get there, we talked about the scope of the game, and we're talking about the roster of heroes today, but again, we wanted to hint a little bit that this is much more than just a
Yeah.
brand new tactical combat system.
It's a lot
There's
going
whole
on
other
here.
half of the game
I would like for this not to
where
look so
you
bad,
are
though,
able to
Twitch.
live in the other
1080. The fuck?
Now that this was a mission that we didn't take the hunter,
The
we'll talk
fuck?
about the hunter later.
Yeah.
Right? We'll have a live stream devoted to the hunter, but really we're trying to show off, in just an attempt to show off all these heroes, you know, we're doing missions without the hunter for now.
Right.
So we've returned to the Abbey. We just went straight to sleep, which typically you don't do, right? Typically
Yeah,
you're
there's a
gonna-
lot of things that we're going to get to that you can do at night.
Right, right.
Mhm.
We'll
We're just
have
not showing
another-
them
Night stuff. I didn't know they did night stuff.
So we have the hunter here. And yeah, there's a lot of things for you to do around the Abbey. This is a very basic hunter's room, by the way.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing in there.
Customizable, right?
Yeah.
This is, yeah, you can absolutely deck this room out to be a little bit nicer, interact with. Hey, look,
There's Steve over there.
he
Hey.
looks a little sad, but that's okay. I'm sure he's not. It's sad to think about Captain America being sad. So, yeah, so obviously there's so much gameplay here that we're not going to touch on today.
Damn.
For our puppy.
Except for our puppy.
We did a quick question.
Yes.
Question from Mash Triangle. Do we have to have Hunter
In
in
the
our
party?
party at all times?
Not when you're doing side
We just
missions.
showed no.
Yeah.
Thank you,
No.
Mash Triangle.
Now that's different between general and narrative missions.
That's right.
That's
So,
right.
yes, thank you, Rachel. The narrative missions, there are certain heroes that are going to be required. And a lot of times a hunter is required on the narrative missions. Not always, but most times. The general missions, which are non-story missions, which you will
Right.
have to go on to recover resources, those will not require the hunter. And in that case, you can take... a hero
But do you
of
lose
choice.
friendship?
Great.
So, Jake, remember that comic cover we just made?
This is one of my silly favorite features, right?
Yep.
I know it's a small feature, but I love this thing. Uh-oh, Blade's over there talking. Yeah, see, there's drama. There's always drama back at the Abbey. Right.
I love the idea of having a poster of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually sneak into the heroes' bedrooms and you can put, photo booth pictures of yourself. You can take pictures of yourself and make sure that every picture in Iron Man's room is of you. So I like to do that.
Please
because-
pet Charlie.
There is
I'm
so
weird.
much to do in the Abbey, but
Yeah.
we are actually going to
Yeah.
cut it off right now because we have a whole other mission to get to.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to load up the other mission.
No. Poor
And
Charlie.
Also, just as a reminder, we are going to be doing future streams, as you alluded to, that will cover in-depth topics.
They're not gonna
like the
pet
Abbey.
Charlie.
It sounds like we have a couple of questions from the chat.
It makes me sad.
So first question is from our friend Christopher Odd.
There he is.
We want to shout him out. We want to
Yeah.
say
Shout him
hello,
out.
Christopher.
He's
Odd.
awesome. He's awesome. He's basically dev team, right? So he's incredible.
Christopher Odd is awesome. Damn, he
All
said
right, question
basically
from
dead
Michael
team.
Carlson.
Okay.
Are you able to increase your squad size?
No.
No.
No. Now you will go on missions with variable squad sizes, but now, and I would say that was my least favorite. That was a design decision I made so early on in XCOM that I always felt was not the best thing ever because it was you had to.
You had to do squad size.
So no, you can't increase your squad size. You will have missions of varying squad size in this game. Expect that will happen. There are ways. Speaking of magic here, I don't know if she has
I
a
have no
reinforcement
questions.
ability. She
I have
can
no
summon
questions.
in reinforcements.
I
And you
have no questions.
can-
Wait, she can summon
I
in
don't know if we show what
reinforcements?
We are going to show, but you can.
We're about to
you
show
can-
some cool magic stuff. Actually, if you
Okay.
want to give an overview, we can go back to gameplay and talk about this mission that we're on, which is
Yeah.
pretty incredible. And this is, we've shown a lot in New York, first of all. This clearly is not New York.
No.
And we're also
Where are you
gonna
at?
be
Arizona?
showing a different suite of enemies. We're not getting fully to the demons yet.
This
but
is
we're starting
new.
to go towards that pathway with the Hydra Mystics and the Shadow Hounds.
Yeah, that's right. So we are in a mission where we have Hydra mixed with the enemies that we call the Lilin, right? And so they are more supernatural enemies here. So yeah, we've got some Lilin here, and there is a huge roster of demons for the player to fight. We've only got a couple here. And if Garth doesn't play his cards right, if Garth doesn't play his cards right, there will
We're
be
gonna get
more
wrecked.
because we have these mystics over here in a
Come on,
summoning
Garth.
again, just one of the many, many objectives. We're trying to stop this summoning circle.
And how do we stop that circle?
Well, you got to damage the mystics to break them out of their spell
Nice.
coverage summoning, basically.
Okay.
And can we talk briefly about the 3 characters that we've brought on this mission?
Iron
Yes, we
Man,
have-
Magic, and Wooly.
We have everybody's favorite. Well, not everybody's favorite, but most people's
Yeah,
favorite.
if you
mutant.
have the right opinion.
Yeah, Wolverine, my personal favorite mutant, which is Magic. So we'll talk about her a little bit more. I was a very big New Mutants guy growing up, so Magic, love her. So we have 2 mutants, and then of course we have Iron Man. And so
And
this is the kind of fun thing is pairing. There's so many pairings you can do.
Magic does crazy stuff, and we'll show one of her
so
AoE
cool.
abilities right now. But
can't
know
wait
how
to
much
see
you love
this.
Magic, so I wanted to set it up for you.
Yes. So Magic is a teleporter. So she is the queen of this other dimension called Limbo. And by accessing that other dimension, she has the ability to teleport enemies. And we really, really leaned into that with her ability set. So she is all about control. So positioning enemies, knocking them around the map. And she's
Ooh,
awesome.
Dorian
And
Green
before I go
over
back to
Kitty
gameplay, I just wanna
Pride.
call out how, pairing those
I'm in the Twitch
abilities
chat
with
over
the
there,
techniques
fair
we're
access
trying
as
to
well. Gotta
there were
nerd
three
out.
mystics that were trying to stop their summoning, and we used Magic's gather ability to, in one swoop, take out these two mystics. So they're not summoning any
In the
longer.
main
We still have a
campaign
bit of a puzzle
are
we have to break through, which is this final summon,
treated
which is being
as
protected
separate
by the shield guard.
Now, I would
separate
say, like any
expansion.
objective,
Separate,
it's not that
expansion
straightforward because now that
experiences.
you've broken them out of their summoning, they're active, right? So now we have two mystics that are
Uh-oh.
active and ready to fight. And mystics, they don't always need a summoning circle to bring in demons into the battlefield. So I'm sure you have a plan, Garth. I'm sure this is going to go just great.
Oh yeah, it's all down in stone, and I'm sure it will not change.
Right, and there's the guy who's the best he is at what he does.
We do have a
He's-
quick question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
From Gaming Q, Little Chaos Katie. That's a great name.
Look, Chaos Katie.
How many difficulty modes will there be?
8. There are 8 difficulties.
8 difficulties, yeah.
It goes all the way from story, where people want to experience, the narrative and not get, bent out of shape.
So
about
many,
difficulty. We
it's
have
so
normal
much
mode,
difficulty.
Which is
It's
again,
XCOM.
pretty
It's gonna
straightforward
get
mode that
hard.
We really feel that everybody should be able to play
Yeah,
on. And
it's
and
gonna
that
get
mode is more
hard.
about
It's
how
XCOM.
well
You
can
just
play
gotta deal
the
with
game,
it,
not
bro.
about worrying about losing.
It's gonna get hard.
Then we've got 3 heroic difficulties where it gets tougher. And then at the very top, we've got 3 ultimate difficulties. One thing we should point out is that the difficulty modes unlock over time. So as you're playing well at a certain difficulty, it will unlock higher difficulty modes, and the player can choose to play those higher difficulty modes. And there's benefits to that.
Clarity.
If you play at higher difficulty modes, you will earn more gloss, which is the cosmetic resource, an in-game cosmetic resource that you use to buy new palettes and things like that, or cosmetic things around the Abbey. You also earn more experience. So your heroes earn more experience and will level up quicker if you're playing at the higher difficulty modes.
Got
What are
it.
you setting up here?
Setting up one of my favorite things you can do in the game, which is set up Magic's portals. limbo
Okay,
portals.
great.
I thought you was
So
gonna summon
what we're
someone.
going to do here, again, with sort of the meta goal of getting through to this final summoner so she doesn't summon this giant demon from hell, we have to start breaking down this shield guard's block. So what I'm going to do is set up a portal here. I'm going to use this ley line, which acts as an explosive.
Yeah, so that's like an explosive element on the map. So if you knock somebody into it, they will kaboom.
And let's see, we can send an enemy through it.
All right. Your
Let's
choice
see.
being.
People were asking about Iron Man modes.
Okay. So instead of knocking them back, Magic doesn't necessarily knock them back in a
Nice.
straight line. She knocks them through her portals. So yeah, Magic is so much fun. She takes a lot of thinking to set up properly, but she is one of the most powerful for sure if
Magic.
you're willing to sort of like strategize how you're using her teleportation abilities.
That's right.
And it sounds like we've got another question from the chat about difficulty.
Yes.
Difficulty's huge.
All right, so this one's from OnSpot TV.
Okay.
Can you switch the difficulty during the game?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. You can switch difficulty during the game. So yeah, we actually the game asks you to. So again, as you're playing missions, after you complete a mission and you do really well, so based on those star ratings, if you do really well, then the game will say, hey, you've unlocked a higher difficulty.
Would it be a
Would you like to
demo or
switch
a
to this?
beta?
You can at any
Lord,
time.
I
You can switch at any
wish.
time. And we talked about the added bonuses of doing that. But yes, you will in fact switch difficulties during the game. And it's,
Iron Man is making Family Guy
enemies don't
reference.
just get
I don't see why you
tougher.
wouldn't.
I mean, they definitely get tougher.
If
they
Family
deal more
Guy
damage,
exists,
but
Iron Man's
also
referencing.
we'll do things like take away your revive. So you, whenever
it's
a hero gets
take away
knocked
your
out, you're gonna get
revives.
a revive
Trash.
that allow you to revive that hero. Those go away at the highest difficulty levels. You get fewer of them at higher difficulty levels. There are more reinforcements that come in for the enemies at higher difficulty levels. So yeah, it just gets tougher in multiple different ways.
So, related question: is there an Iron Man mode? "Quote unquote." not
There
Iron Man.
isn't, and I do really regret. I mean, obviously that is a no-brainer. So yes, no, there is no Iron Man. People have to play what they call Honest Man. You would have to say, all right, I'm going to
Honest
delete my
Man.
game because. But no, we do not have an Iron Man mode. But we do have an Iron Man.
One more question.
Yo, Garth, you better take out the shield guard, son.
I know. He's still got a little
Garth
bit of
is
block
about to
there,
catch
and
these. Ooh.
if you haven't picked up on it yet, it's the blue bar above the red hit point bar. So we have to whittle that down before I have an opportunity to attack that elegant mystic back there calling forth these demons.
One new question from Blodnu. How many
From what?
stars from
What?
Blodnu?
Blodnu?
That's right. How many stars can you get in a mission?
Well, you can get 3. You have to play really well to
Yeah.
get 3. But you can
I'm gonna
absolutely
get
get 3 stars down to 1. And you'll see in the mission summary screen. We'll take a look at that after we complete this mission. If we complete this mission.
If we complete this mission.
We will take a look
Damn.
at
The
how
shade.
the reward gloss, and it will tell you what you need to do to like earn the best. And you can replay these missions as well, of course.
Have you talked about quick attacks yet, Jake?
No. As fundamental as they are to the game.
Do one here.
So quick attacks. Most heroes, almost
They're
all
less.
heroes have these.
They don't cost much.
That's such a cool move. So quick attacks. If you KO an enemy with a quick attack, you get the card play refunded. And card plays are by far the most valuable thing you can have, since you can only do 3
So
cards per turn. And
right.
oh boy,
I know I'm not gonna be able to use it here, but one of the cool things.
what
that
items do you have?
Let's see if we got an extra.
Because maybe you could combo knock into.
Seal.
I like how Zed is all involved.
No,
No bueno.
We'll drop a rock on it. Honestly.
Okay.
For now. But if you have, I've been using quick attacks a lot
You've
throughout
been
this whole.
spinning moves like crazy. Come on, G-Man. Garth loves when I talk mess about his playing abilities in front of a live audience. Don't you, Garth?
Have we talked about the shove abilities here and the?
No. What? So yeah, there's negative space. I don't know if we've talked about that. The ability
Negative
to shove.
space. Yeah.
I assume we have the
Well, we've seen the shove ability
We've seen the
before,
shove.
multiple
Have you shoved
times.
anybody yet?
In this turn, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll show it on the next turn.
But yeah, we have negative space all throughout the game on these maps. You know, you'll
I
have
spelled
negative
opinion
space
wrong.
whether it's off the edge of a building, and here, you know, the summoner's
This is
pit
what it
is
is.
negative space, and so it is the only,
Grammar Nazis out there.
virtually the only randomness in this game. This is unlike XCOM. We do not have randomness. So one of the only elements of randomness is when you try to knock people back into negative space, into a hole, basically, right? We call
Into
them
the
drops.
summoning circle.
Right. Then, yeah, wouldn't that be great? Have her consumed by her own summoning circle. There is a chance, depending on the enemy's health, that they will just be completely knocked out. They will just fall back into that pit and be, knocked out.
Ooh, he is doing
Which we
damage.
actually did show in the beginning of the live stream. I took out the specialist, knocked him into the pit, which was awesome.
Yes, I remember.
He is
Yeah,
doing
those-
damage,
very well.
man.
All right, so,
Uh-oh.
okay, yeah, this is a mystic ability, very dangerous. She has opened her own mini summoning circle. So now we have to be
Yeah, shit is
careful
getting
about
real.
that. And the problem with that is that
They
you
having
can't
a
stop
tough
that
fight. When the
unless you
devs are having a
actually
tough
KO.
fight, you'd love to see it.
So she is going to start calling things out of the deep, out of that mini portal. Now you got 2 portals to hell. Garth.
Oh, we got her.
All right.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take out one of these minions. We can show now the quick attack. Let's take this guy.
One question from Requiem of Demons: can you respec the hunter?
Oh my gosh, this is great. Well, sure. I mean, I think that
right.
the way this game works, there are a lot of
Find
ways
templates
to
on
respec.
Canva
So,
and-
because the way that you can choose the abilities of your heroes is simply by going in at the Abbey and saying, yeah, I'm going to give you, basically, I'm going to put this card into your deck. So you choose what abilities every hero brings into combat. And you just go in there and say, like, yeah, I'm going to put in this ability, take out this ability. So you can have cards in reserve, and you can swap them at any time on the hunter or any hero. You can also craft, if you build the right Abbey upgrade, you can then craft any ability that you've seen before. So you can always, at any time, respec your heroes. You're going to have to spend resources to do it. But yeah, it's very easy to respec all of your heroes, especially the hunter. And the hunter is a good point. We're not going to talk about the hunter.
gotta
too much
respec
here,
the hunter.
But the hunter has many, many, many abilities. So respecting
I
the
just
hunter is
realized
something
we're in
that happens
another
very
mission without the hunter.
So I just marked up this mystic to make her vulnerable, and was able to use the heroism
KO
that
her
we
ass.
got from the quick play
Look at
to
that.
take her out.
Nice
in
work.
one swoop.
Card play refunded.
And she was marked, which means that if you KO her, like the quick effect, if you KO her, the card play is refunded, Right?
Nice.
Yep. That's right.
Knock her in the portal.
Now,
No.
this is pretty cool. So this
That dude
this
needs
guy's
to
in
go.
overload right now, correct?
So he is gonna
The shield guard
blow
is
up.
beating
see
up
if I
fat
can-
Peter folks.
One of the things I love about this title from
He
a
getting
tactics
he getting his
standpoint is
hands
sort of
on
the game
people.
of pool you can play.
Mm.
Where
We just
like
used
a
to move.
cube,
Garth, you feel good about this move?
yeah, because I wanted to show up, that you can push these
Okay.
guys around. He's going to take some damage from his buddy there on the next play, and that's part of the push and pull on the battlefield, which is pretty fun.
So yeah, you can see that now. If you go look at them real quick, you can see that she is forecasting that she's going to take a lot of damage, and she's going to take that damage because you knocked her into the radius of our shield guard, who's about to blow up.
One question, actually, from your daughters, Jake.
Jake's daughters?
What?
Yeah, Jen Solomon on Twitch.
Oh boy.
Jen Solomon on Twitch. I'm freaking weak.
Daddy, will we finally see you? Is this game finished? Yes, girls. I'll be home.
No.
Yes. What is the
So,
question?
the hunter has a companion, Charlie.
Oh, weak.
Yes.
Can
Daddy, will we finally
help
see
fight
you?
the
Is this
hunter?
game finished?
Fight with the hunter, not against the hunter.
Yes, girls. First of all, I love you very much, and you shouldn't be watching this. This game is T for teen. So, yes, you can. This is it's a legendary ability, but the hunter,
Man.
depending on what type of hunter they are and the choices they make in the Abbey, if they're a really good hunter or they could be more of an anti-hero hunter. Depending on the choices they make, they can unlock a legendary
That's so fucking
ability
funny.
which allows them to summon their puppy
Daddy, are you coming in that?
into combat and fight with them. So yes,
No,
to
man.
answer your question, you could have just asked me at dinner tonight, but okay, I'm fine with going over Twitch.
That's right.
Let's see if we can.
Cool, and is this our last enemy?
This is our last enemy.
All right.
Damn.
I think
Wolverine
we'll be able
got
to
that
end
shield
strong
quick.
with
Oh.
another hero combo.
Because he put
Okay,
the shield
so
on him.
and this is why you use that skill. So tell
Iron
people
Man, nice.
you use that skill because skills actually give you more heroism
Mhm.
than attacks.
Yep.
So by using a skill, you generated more heroism, which gave you.
He'll
all
get
the-
home
oh,
soon.
No, never mind. You already had it. But
Well,
that would
no. We had three. We had,
Okay,
we had, we had
okay.
three heroism before. So I used that
Oh, yeah,
skill
okay.
to get me to 5 because the hero combo card cost 4.
Right.
So,
So we were
oh my
gonna
God,
see-
we sound nerdy.
And
But
this is what if you love Marvel, you get to see Wolverine and Iron Man team up.
Yeah.
Let's
in
go.
an awesome attack.
And huge shout out to our animation and audio teams
Oh.
for making these combos so cool.
Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job.
it really is part of, I think, the everlasting appeal of not getting tired of these missions, how
It's so
amazing
weak.
the visualization looks for all of the abilities.
This is so cool.
Yeah, the combat gameplay.
This game
team,
looks pretty
animation,
fucking cool.
VFX, audio.
I'm actually
all the
all in.
engineers that
I
worked
knew
with
I've been
it.
all in for a while. I
How
really
many
don't have a lot of
did?
questions.
How many
I'm just here to
stars?
hear what's happening.
Come on!
One?
Oh no!
The amount of damage?
Oh, you were.
I gotta watch
story
myself. Your
difficulty.
daughters are watching.
Story's difficult.
I am.
Oh boy.
I was talking to you.
All right.
It's your
Well,
fault, Jake.
to show off different difficulty levels, we'll be doing different ones
Yeah,
later.
You'll be jumping up.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, here you can see. Actually, I don't know why you got one story. I guess
He-
because
too
of
much
the 5
damage.
turns there.
It took me way too long.
It took too long and
you can
way
lose
too much
stars
damage.
if your heroes get knocked out. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Again, this game is not about losing so much as it about doing as well as you can, right? So there are ways if Garth had gone faster, potentially, which I'm not saying you should have. I'm just saying you would have earned more gloss, which is the cosmetic resource you use to dress up your heroes in the
I don't want
Abbey.
more gloss. I have plenty of cosmetics.
I'm happy you're happy, okay?
So we are going to be taking some questions. So make sure to drop some questions in the chat.
Yes.
And we will be answering some.
Yeah.
I think we've got one.
Did you? Yeah, this is a random name here. The Marvelous Revengers. Right?
Yes.
So a random name generator.
The Marvel
has returned
Revengers.
For
All
Midnight
right.
Suns.
Nero Pirano Angel asks,
You were good at these names. Yes.
Your Prado Angel, yes.
1 second, it's coming in.
Okay. Do you want to write? Oh wait, they can't see the screen.
Did we approach Marvel or did Marvel approach us?
Marvel approached them.
Marvel approached us actually.
Yeah.
So the way this game came about was that after we finished XCOM 2: War of the Chosen, we were approached by Marvel, and who said they were big fans of XCOM, and that's always nice to hear, but you never
Yeah.
know, right? People will say,
Marvel
like,
came to
"Oh,
them.
What do you do? And you're like, well, I work on a game called XCOM. They're like, oh yeah, I love that game.
No, you earn new
maybe
cards.
They do, maybe they don't. The first call I had with the Marvel Games team, they had extremely specific feedback about soldier abilities and the finale mission. And this was coming from their like vice president.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Nice.
oh no, they know the games that we make.
You
that
can
our
find
team
me in
makes,
chat answering
and they
questions
wanted
that the devs
And
can't.
so it's
Yo.
that has been the best.
No, you
partnership.
do not.
Honestly, like, our
No, you
partnership
do
with
not.
Marvel has been awesome.
No, you do
Yeah,
not.
We've
No,
said
you
it
do
a
not.
lot, so at the risk of repeating ourselves,
We do
but
not do that.
It has been such a huge boon to this project. The Marvel Games team.
We do not.
They love games. They understand them.
Not here.
They were always behind what we wanted to do to hopefully, as you all can see, and you haven't even seen the wonders of the Abbey yet, but we're really doing something different. We're really swinging for the fences, and Marvel Games team was behind that. They wanted something different, which was awesome.
The game was gonna be tight.
All right, a question from Carl.
I love it.
Hello, Carl.
Question from Carl.
What a normal name.
I know.
Can
Was
you
that his
use
name?
can you use any other
Right.
weapons with Hunter other than their swords?
Well, yes and no.
Carl.
Right? So you're always going to be dual wielding, and that comes from the, again, we want the hunter to have an iconic silhouette like Marvel heroes, and they need to have. And this goes back to the look of them, and we worked with Marvel Games a lot. We created.
Everybody in
the
chat
first
now just
original
spamming
customizable
Carl.
superhero with
That's
the
what I
Marvel
love to
Games
see.
team.
That's the word I want to
so
live in.
having a silhouette that is iconic and recognizable was really important. That comes down to color blocking, comes down to the silhouette of the double swords of the shoulders. And so the hunter will always wield the swords. However, there are abilities that use different, energy weapons, magical weapons. They
Mystical
manifest.
whips.
Yeah, mystical whips. There's a morning star at one
Yep.
point. So
Yeah.
they always have the dual sword.
I like
but that
the
doesn't mean
swords.
that that's the only weapon.
It's
that
cool
they
with
use
me.
in all of their-
What'd you
And
know too,
the swords
Isaiah? Eat
themselves
your
look
PS5 in a minute?
dramatically different too, depending on
I know.
what type of outfit you earn for the hunter. And there's a lot of different outfits, not just cosmetically back at the Abbey, but also in combat.
Right.
What you want to wear, you can earn them through different ways.
They're all through gameplay, right?
Yep.
You can unlock 10,
Definitely through game.
hunter skins, and so and then the weapons look dramatically different depending on the skin.
Man said Batman.
Cool. While we tee up another question,
Someone in the chat
what
literally
are
said
your
Batman.
favorite heroes?
I am disgusted.
Oh, that's difficult. Do you mean
Change
I
it.
am
gameplay-wise
disgusted.
or like?
How dare you say Batman?
Yeah.
Blade was so. I'm gonna
Blade.
cheat and say
So,
two.
Nico.
Blade, I had
Blade and Nico.
huge interest in bringing him back to the spotlight. I think
Blade
he's
and
an
Nico.
incredible Marvel character. Before we started this project and before, obviously, a new Blade movie is being made. I think those late '90s Blade movies with Wesley Snipes were incredibly compelling, particularly the first one. So an opportunity to put him in a video game hadn't really been done before, and I'm really glad we did that. And I love vampires. But Nico has really turned into my favorite after playing.
Nico
with her.
go
She
hard.
is, such an interesting catalyst in the story that sort of represents the Midnight Suns, the young portion of the Midnight Suns, and what her intentions and interests are. And gameplay wise, she's absolutely compelling with her the randomness of her abilities.
And
Ooh,
we
Nico
will
goes
see
crazy.
Nico on the next live stream, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gravitate. So Magic's my favorite
Next live
character
stream.
from the comics, right? She's always been my favorite character from the comics.
When's the next one
I
coming?
Gravitate when I play every time if I'm not careful, because
I'm
as
here.
a designer, I really try to play different heroes on every playthrough, but I always gravitate towards Ghost Rider.
This
I'm a
I don't
Ghost
think there's a
Rider guy.
multiplayer gonna be in this one.
And so Robbie is awesome, and
'Cause
we
there's
will show
multiplayer in
Robbie on the later
XCOM.
stream. Incredibly powerful, but his abilities come with a cost, right? So you have to be careful with Robbie because he's so powerful, but he's always either hurting himself or the squad. There's always a cost to pay, so he's really fun to play. So I was end up gravitating into a Ghost Rider playthrough if I'm not careful.
Yeah. Another question from chat. How is the UI experience between playing on a console and playing on mouse and keyboard?
I flip between them, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
you probably play controller
Yep.
more, right?
Yep.
Controller go hard
I
though.
flip between them interchangeably. So
I
and,
understand. Controller's where it's at.
yeah, I mean, hopefully we can show that. Like
Mouse and keyboard?
To me,
If it has
they
mod
both
support,
feel
I can
great,
understand
right?
people
And
wanting
I
to
will
use it on
just,
PC.
depending on what machine I'm playing at. One of mine is set up mouse and keyboard. One of mine is set up
But,
controller, and they both feel very good, very fluid. An enormous
I
amount of
don't
work
know,
from
man.
our UI team, from our engineers, went into making that feel interchangeable. But yeah, there's no loss of functionality. It's just it feels different. Obviously, playing with either control scheme, but yeah, I probably do 50% on both, and I feel good with both of them.
Nice.
Cool. Question from Brittany B.
Okay.
What was the question?
Are trophies and achievements affected by difficulty level?
Oh, that's a
No.
good question.
No, we do not do. No, we're actually not doing that. In
That's a
Midnight
good question.
Suns. So we do not have trophies and achievements affected by difficulty level. So rack them up, man.
I love all the difficulty questions with this.
That was a good question.
With our
Yeah.
community here.
Well, we've got a
It's-
history, right? We've got
We
a
do have
history.
a history, and
The
you
bet-
know,
the higher the
to
difficulty, the
team's
better.
credit and the design team's credit, we have all those difficulty ranges
We do.
because we knew we wanted this game to be a bit more approachable. There's no doubt about that. We didn't want Captain America to die on a mission, right? We didn't want permadeath, but we do want some of these puzzles to be extremely challenging if you want them to be, and that's why we have all those difficulty modifiers.
Yeah, and maybe we will do one mission at like ultimate. I will play it and embarrass myself at ultimate.
Oh yeah, in the
difficulty.
future, yeah, you should.
I'll be happy to do
Great.
that to show how difficult it can get. But that's why we have. It's one of my regrets from a design standpoint on the XComs was that we didn't have more difficulty variation because we don't want this game to be difficulty should never be a bar to anybody playing, right? It should be accessible to everybody. So that's why we have these 8 difficulty levels is that you can make this game exactly what you want it to be.
Cool.
Man.
Question from Meta Ray Matt.
Okay.
Meta
How
Ray
long do you
Matt.
think it's going to take players to complete the story?
I'm trying to ask questions about DLC, but they're not.
Conservatively, I mean, it's at least
60 hours?
At least 45
Okay.
plus missions, right? And that's unlikely, right? Because you're not just going to do exactly what you're required to
I want
do.
a 60-hour
So,
gameplay
I'd say
experience.
50 hours.
There we go.
I think a minimum is maybe 45, 40.
There we
That's
go.
really
I
if you're
like
just
that.
Straight lining it, golden path. None of the optional content, no additional missions. And there's so much optional content. But we have also had a lot of user tests, and we've had a lot of folks play the game that are playing upwards of 70, 80 hours as well, too. And that's even without them doing all the additional content. So, again, we cannot wait to get into this in a future stream, but this truly is an RPG. And, you know, the game is sort of at your discretion. You can go
max
really deep
everything,
into it if
man.
you want.
Yeah.
But it's cool, though. You know,
I mean, easily the biggest game our team has ever made.
And we wanted that. We wanted it to be huge. And again, we are trying to make this for everybody too. That you can play for 80 hours. But if you're someone like me, you got your kids. Someone's like, Daddy, what are you doing in the basement playing this game for 80 hours? You can still
I'm in
enjoy
the
the
basement
story,
playing this game
and
for
you
80
can
hours.
straight line it, right?
Oh, yeah,
And you
absolutely.
can beat it in a quicker amount of time. And the story is absolutely incredible. So there's that option there for you. If you don't want to get all the abilities and level up all of the heroes from a relationship standpoint, you can just straight line the story.
Yep.
That part.
A question from Frigo Lit.
Frigo lit.
Okay.
Is the hunter customizable? Can we
These
choose
names
gender,
are killing
appearance,
me. I
all of
love it.
Yes. Yep.
Yes,
the
Hunter is fully
both in
customizable.
appearance, you know, you can
And
make the hunter
gender.
the way you want, and you can make them play the way you want. So the hunter, which again we'll talk about in a future stream.
Oh no.
They have triple, actually more, the abilities of any other hero because it's important for us that you're able to customize the gameplay of the hunter. So you can absolutely change the way they look, unlock up to 10 skins, which have countless palettes that you can then apply to those skins, and then also you can customize the way they play as well.
And that was really important to us too. I mean, there's moments in production where like, can we make this the visual look of the hunter this different?
Yeah,
Can
I
we
cannot
support-
wait.
Never worried at all. I was
but-
never worried.
But again, credit to the team, the
Yes.
character team. They figured it out. We were able to really determine how to get multiple
Cannot wait.
genders and all of the face customization as well too.
Ah, man.
It's important. I think this is one of the first games you can step into the shoes of
I
a really
cannot
customizable
wait.
hunter. So if you
I'm
want
sorry.
them to
I'm
really
geeking
take,
out.
a different form, you can now do that. It's not so locked down that they always look the same for everybody.
Yep. We want the player to put themselves in the Marvel universe.
Yep.
That's what we want. Is to put themselves there however they want.
I like that. Can you add braids?
All right. Question from Midnight Son of a Guns. Great name.
That's not bad. That's not
That's a
bad.
good one. That's good. What you
All
got,
right.
son?
So this is a big one.
Ooh.
Is Charlie actually Mephisto and behind everything?
Oh yes.
Speaking
Everybody's-
of decorations would be
always- whenever
so
you watch
cool.
The, lately the shows and the movies, everybody thinks everything's Mephisto, and Mephisto is
Everything's
he's an
Mephisto.
interesting character. Charlie is not Mephisto.
I just had a question and I lost
No,
it.
no,
All right,
Shut
just want
down.
to make sure.
I had a
Charlie
question
is
and I
is
lost
a hellhound
it.
with a heart of gold.
Yeah, Charlie
and I'm not going to talk about Mephisto.
Also, another very important question: can you pet Charlie?
Oh,
What
yeah.
is it?
You not only can you should.
You absolutely should.
You
It's
should.
gameplay.
Yeah. Yep. I was trying to be circumspect. But yes,
Let me
as Garth
see.
says, you should. You absolutely should pet. You should pet your puppies. You should pet them if you have them next to you right now. Pet your puppies. Pet your cats. They're not going to like it, but you can pet your cats. But speaking of cats, well, yeah. But
Yeah.
Someone's spamming to have an
Yeah,
NG
let's
Plus.
talk
They
about
have
that.
an NG
Yeah.
For
Plus.
the cat lovers, what do we have?
we do.
Cats.
There is a cat, and like all cats, much harder to find than the dog. Right? Is not as always waiting for your attention. But
A cat?
around the abbey as well, so you should keep your eyes open for that. But yes, pet your pets.
Let's go.
All right, from Jackson Lane 02.
Okay.
Can building a relationship
Is
with
it
one
Felicia
hero
Hardy?
negatively affect the relationship with another hero?
Good question. When we thought about that,
That's
and
actually a good question.
Not
I
through
wish.
the relationship system. There's a couple ways that this plays out. So you will have events throughout the day around the abbey. We call these. This is a developer term. We call these incidentals. But as you walk through the abbey,
Incidentals.
you may have cases where heroes are arguing.
Heroes are-
and you
okay,
make a
you gotta-
choice.
you gotta
And what is
take.
going to result in friendship here and a loss of friendship there. And you can make that choice. We also have, again, to talk about the RPG, the hunter, you can choose a path for the hunter, which is more light path, a little more of a dark path, hero versus anti-hero. When you do that, you're going to form affinities for certain characters. The way you talk, the way you respond to different situations, you're going to form an affinity for certain characters. And you can imagine how, all these heroes work together.
Okay.
Is Captain America and Blade a match made in heaven? Probably
no,
not.
not.
Right? They
No.
probably have different affinities. They probably respect each other. But I think that the hunter has to choose
Okay.
a path. And you can choose a path in the middle. But you're going to choose a path that's a little more aligned with some more heroes in the abbey. And then that's going to affect the...
I like
Yeah,
that.
and hopefully we can show more of that as we dive into the Abbey systems. Okay, a couple more questions from the chat.
Okay.
Couple more questions.
So one from Mark Prime.
I wish you would hold your earpiece.
Okay, yeah, no, I know. I
Just
feel like
seems
a secret
cooler, but
agent a little
okay.
bit. Okay.
I like this. What's the Easter eggs in the background back there? Ghost Rider.
Okay, if your character is hurt or injured in combat,
There's Venom.
will they have to sit out
Scarlet.
from future missions until they're available again?
Have to?
Venom's up there as a hero.
So hurt? Absolutely not. So there's...
He's
we
up there
have
as a
an
hero.
Injury system. And the way this works is that characters...
No,
get
Sabretooth's
hurt,
up there
doesn't
too.
matter, right? Your heroes get wounded. You saw there, right? Like our heroes got injured. It
Who's
doesn't
that under
matter.
Iron Man back there?
Everybody's going to be healed up.
Was that the Sentry?
If your character gets injured, if a hero gets injured, which is possible, and then you have to get really, really hurt in a mission, if that happens, they can gain an injury. And there are lots of different types of injuries that heroes can gain. But again, you can still take an injured hero into combat, and you might have to sometimes. You might have a mission that you're like, I need to take magic.
Was that
on
the
this
Sentry,
mission.
bro?
However, she is injured. If you take magic on that mission, then there will be gameplay repercussions for that. She may have special cards now that are inserted that are like, oh, this reflects her injury. It may say, oh yeah, magic can't use environmentals, or she can't move, or she starts at half health, or whatever it is. There's many, many different forms of injury. So you can always take your heroes into combat. But if you get them injured, which is a lot
I'm
different than
interested.
hurt, then there's repercussions. Of course, like anything in this game, you can also build an Abbey upgrade that fixes that almost immediately.
I don't know who that is
Fixes
back there.
it,
I think
gives
that's
you a combat
Sentry.
bonus,
I
and
actually
you
think
can
that's
do it.
Sentry.
So there are a lot of
It
ways
looks
to
like
do
it could be Sentry.
And that goes hand in hand too with one of the themes of what we're talking about today, which is the extensive roster. It feels really good. I mean, you're gonna have a love for your A squad, right?
Yep.
But there's a lot of mechanisms in this game that require you to use your B squad and even dip into the C squad. Injuries being one of them. And again, you can mitigate that, like Jake said, with Abbey upgrades. But that rotation and getting a taste of each of the heroes is really, really important. We want you to play with them all.
And story-wise, every hero, even as big as this roster is, the reason the game is so long, every hero has their time in the spotlight. Right?
Yeah.
You are going to play with each of these heroes. You absolutely are going to. And you'll find yourself in situations where you think you're going to be, oh, these are the heroes I really love. And then you'll have a mission because you're like, oh, okay, now I'm going to
Need to switch it up.
I'm going to take Iron Man, and I haven't played with him before. And you'll be like, actually, I love this hero. Now I start playing with this hero. So you will play with every single hero on the roster. You have to. But you'll also be encouraged with different gameplay mechanics as well.
Cool. All right, our final question
Yes.
comes from
Please, it's not my kids. Is
Jason
it?
Voldemort.
Jason Voldemort.
Is there a limit to how many cards you can have inside of your deck?
There is. So there's a limit to cards in your hand.
5, right? Or
very
6
big.
or something like that?
Right, so
10?
it's
Okay.
rare that you reach that case. There is a limit. So the way that this works is that every hero brings 8 cards into combat. And it's up to you, the player, to determine which of those cards they are. There's some rules about it, but you, over the course of the game, especially with your favorite heroes, you are gonna customize what abilities every hero has, and you're gonna say these are the 8 ones. And
These are the ones I want to use, kind of thing. Yeah.
To choose from, but you can say, all right, these are the 8 abilities they bring into combat. Every hero brings 8 abilities into combat. Now you can unlock things like the combos. Those come out of friendship. So as you increase friendship,
you get combos.
The Abbey. Then you'll start saying, okay, not only are each hero bringing in 8 cards, then we're also going to throw in some combo cards as well. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all
Someone
for
in
your
chat been
amazing
spamming New
questions,
Game Plus.
and
I'm like,
thank
I said
you
that shit
both
like a
for
long time
being
ago to
up
them.
for answering all of them.
Thank you, Rachel, for hosting.
I am happy to do it. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social platforms,
this is it.
which we'll throw up here.
Okay.
That will be where you can find out when we're going to go live again and do future dev streams, digging in even deeper to the content. We will also
You gotta watch
be
some gameplay.
doing
Not
pre-orders,
bad.
so we'll throw the link up here and in the chat as well, and check that out. Anything else before we wrap up, guys?
I'm just so happy
He
we're
looks
here.
bored.
I'm so happy we're playing the game with people. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all we want to do, right? Our team is so incredible. They've done such an amazing job. I'm glad their work gets to be shown to people. I'm glad that we're at this point.
Yep, we're at that point, and it's really satisfying to show it off, and we hope you all enjoy it too. Like Rachel said, we have a lot more coming. It means a lot to us too as devs that just like with XCOM,
If Sentry's in the
when we go to a
game,
mission,
that'd be tough.
We're not tired of playing, and
No.
we think you guys are gonna hopefully.
It's
have
an
that
all
same
gold
experience.
hero.
I guess the last thing is the game's
Right
coming
here.
out
Yeah.
December.
That's
December
Sentry,
2nd.
right?
It's going to be coming out for PC, Xbox Series, PlayStation 5.
It's,
and we're
it's
gonna give you
Sabretooth.
guys last thing is about PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
Xbox One, and Switch. Very
Yeah,
soon
you
now.
can see that Sabretooth right
definitely
there.
Check out those pre-orders and a Legendary Edition. We're going to give you a lot of stuff coming around about PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Awesome.
And Switch.
Thank you all for
Very
joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future dev streams.
Deuces. They're just sitting there looking weird. Lots of what's up, Bloomy? Yeah, Batman yet? So I think you're right. I think that's the Century Hyperion. One of the homies said it's Sabretooth. What do you mean, Batman? Batman being like, you talking about the game? I got so much. I got some nice, man. Like, I got so much Gotham Knights stuff to talk about. Like, it's crazy. Let me tell you. Oh, he was trolling. Oh, okay. Someone else trolled in chat too. It was so fun. That was like, you know how Batman can be in different skins? Can this color be in different skins? I was like, nah, man.
So
Yeah, that's supposed to be
Midnight
Sabretooth.
Suns,
I thought it was
every
Century.
ability does
Because this is
exactly what it
Sabretooth.
says it's gonna do. Does exactly.
No, that's Elsa's daddy. That's a
You
Bloodstone.
just can't predict when that ability is going to be available.
So this is supposed to be
Yeah, and
Sabretooth.
it feels a lot better in the
Yeah.
shoes of a superhero that way.
Yeah, we didn't set out
Nico,
to make an entirely new
Blade,
tactics game. That is absolutely
Magic,
not our intent, but that's where we're
Agatha,
gonna go. But now,
Magic, Scarlet,
I'm
Ghost
really
Rider.
happy that we
Yeah.
get to show all
This
the
is
games
Johnny
work.
Blaze, though.
Here we are.
Absolutely.
But they got both
Cool.
Ghost Riders
All right,
here.
So now that we've
There's
heard
a
little bit
Reyes
about the
Ghost
game,
Rider around
let's
here
get
somewhere. I
started.
see.
Let's jump
When he
into the
moves,
mix.
so there's Reyes, and they have Johnny Blaze.
All right, so what do we have here?
Old school Sabretooth, yeah. Old school Sabretooth. I thought it was Hyperion, but old school Sabretooth makes sense. Those were his colors. So old school, I can understand that. Okay. Is load the game on Epic, if you can. Capture monitor and alt tab to game. when playing. Boom. Yeah, man, it's looking very good. More Brown, I still think Century. Well, everybody in the hood is telling me that I was wrong. So I thought it was Century. I think because I wanted to pop off. I wanted to be Century. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Um, there was just more gameplay and a lot of questions. I don't have questions though. Not for real, for real. My questions is like after the game, like during the game. I don't have no questions about this game. I'm buying this game. December 2nd, I will have Midnight Suns. I'm pre-ordering it this one, no, either this weekend or next weekend, because obviously I'm still at the house because I watched this video. But I'm gonna go out and work soon, so I'm going to work today. I'm going to work tomorrow. I do not know if I'm going out to work Saturday. That's on the fence. I'm being honest with you. But I work today and I work tomorrow. Pay off the last of my debt to the IRS. Next week I have to. I might work Saturday, so I gotta pay my Xfinity bill. I might work Saturday. We'll see. Yeah, because I could pay it by Wednesday if I don't work Saturday, or I could pay it by Monday if I work Saturday. I don't know. I really feel like just chilling. A lot has happened in my life personally that has just got me like, I just want to chill, bro. It's like a lot has happened, and it's like, damn, bro, can I just chill? You mean you guess it would be ridiculous if Century is fighting street villains like this job burning through the riot shield on the screen? Not necessarily, because they don't stop. If you don't knock them out fast, they don't stop. Century is known for like what? They can give him a mechanic where like the longer the fight goes, he turns into his villain side. So his dark magic starts showing up, and he can like hurt himself as he does damage. He can turn into the void. So I can see Century work. Actually, the way this game is set up, since it's an RPG, everyone could work. The issue is you got Hydra, and then you got the occult. The longer it goes, he voids out Jesus. That would be so fucking lit, though. You know that would be so fucking lit. Like it'd be a race against time. Like you wouldn't bring him on. Like you have to be a brave motherfucker to bring him on story missions. He'll have to be a DLC character though. He couldn't be a main campaign character because that would just be too lopsided. But if you bring him on DLC missions, there's like a timer. Like by turn 4, he becomes void. So like you gotta like go. And like, or he gets stronger with his card. Like he has a card that's like, I am the void, and play this card. He gets plus 30 some armor per turn or some shit, like something broken, but he drains the health of everyone else, all the other Midnight Suns. That'd be crazy. Agents of Hydra. I miss Hydra. I miss fucking Hydra. It's good to see Hydra back. Hydra's a good villain. Like you can hate Hydra. There's no wrong answer here. You can just hate Hydra with all your might. And you can just, whoever aligns themselves with Hydra is a villain, because Hydra is just a villain. They're Nazis. You don't get nothing. Oh no, you did it! No, you did it! No, you did it! You sounding like Captain America right now. Somebody in the middle of nowhere is raging. They felt it in their guts. Captain America, it's not Hydra. That was a runoff in a different universe, and it was the Red Skull. I don't care. It was Hydra. I read it in the comics. I was shocked like everybody else when he came out. Hell Hydra. Well, Evil Cat was tight. That whole universe was tight. That whole universe is tight. Miles Morales is like a mainstay character too, and then you had Black Widow as like the fucking mentor to like Miles and like Nova and like a bunch of the Young Avengers. Man, I was sick. I don't know. That wasn't made in 616. Because isn't that the same universe as Civil War 2? All that shit got rewrit. They got rewrit though, right? Because they eventually he in that riff or whatever beat Red Hood and got the cube. So it all got rewritten, if I believe. That got rewritten. So I mean, 616 is weird because now they're saying movies are 616. I think any main continuity at the time they want to call it 616. But the movies can't be the 616 because it's from the movies are following literally the same trajectory as damn, that dude is strong. That dude is so strong. The sniper is so strong. You gotta kill them immediately, but they go like into hiding. They can get camouflaged and you can't find them. There's got to be a character to like can mark them, or when you see them, I guess immediately just dunk on them. But when you got the shield ones too, see Hydra's not useless. Yo, it's 616. Kevin Feige said the movies are 616. He said it. That's their designated location, 616. So there's 616 film, and then there's 616 canonical comics. Yo. Yeah. So Kevin Feige is smoking. He might be. I don't think so though. Yeah, that's what it is though. That's what it is. 616, man. That's what it is. I'm just gonna sit here and just bask in this fucking combat they just gave us. Which Blade and Captain Marvel did a fucking combo together. That's wild. Blade and Captain Marvel have something in common. That's wild to me. Those two characters can actually be. You can actually level up their friendship at the same time. It's weird because only to get combos in this game, you gotta level up friendships. I'm trying to think right now what makes Blade and Captain Marvel like close. Miss Marvel makes no sense because she's also a mutant. They all humans are mutants. That whole thing was just one simple thing. ABC. That was Marvel TV. Marvel TV was beefing with Kevin Feige and them because I guess they all knew the writing was on the wall that Kevin was going to take over. So they were trying to save them jobs, and when they tried to save them jobs, they literally ruined their own product. Blade low. Blade super low. They ruined their own product, and next thing you know, you got all these other different canonical situations, and Kevin and them got mad, so they wrote the fucking Inhumans out of the comics, and made all the Inhumans mutants, and then they brought them back as just being mutants in general. Being a mutant is and then is a you're descendant of the Inhumans. So all they're all mutants. They're all fucking mutants now, bro. And She-Hulk literally just fucking said X-Men. So like they all fucking just it's all mutants. It's all coming back around. They're cleaning it up and making it one collective unit, only just to destroy them all. We all know that, right? Secret Wars is just gonna be one giant ass fight. They're gonna have every fucking hero that ever fucking played anything. They're gonna have fucking all the Storms, Holly Berry and the other girl, and whoever the new Storm is. All three of them gonna fight. They're gonna have well, Wolverine's coming back in Deadpool 3, so Wolverine's in the fucking universe. So Logan's gonna be here. We know this. It's a mess. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great. It's not even gonna be a mess because that's kind of what they do, right? When there's like a major event going on, you just don't get like. That's what I don't like about DC. The world is on the line. It's like the Justice League's gonna help. Batman's got this. Superman and Green Lantern. And it's like, bruh, there's fucking aliens. Like, you don't want to get up and do something? Like, I know you're just like a plastic man. I get it. I get it. You're Elastic Man, but like, you can go save civilians or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Why are you letting everybody else handle this shit? I don't know. DC villains, but then again, they're also like the police of their universe, so they kind of all gotta go by jurisdictions and shit. Oh, test stream. Do I need to pull a window up? Yeah, but this is what I wanted. It's gonna be a 50-hour campaign. It's gonna be pretty long. This is literally what I wanted from this game. So, me personally, I'm happy. And the comics mutants are descendants of the turtles. Well, they're all the same descendants. Deviants and deviants. They're deviants. Yeah, Eternals now. That's a whole new thing. That's a whole new thing that came out. So they're just basically writing off fucking humans in general. I don't know what the fuck. I don't think they'll ever introduce the Inhumans because of how bad they got fucked up on television. The humans are just basically getting ripped the fuck off right now. Blade almost died. They had a lifesteal potion and he didn't play it. I don't understand that. Just Blade. Don't let Blade die. So yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be just a massive just exodus. I don't know what I mean. I haven't seen the humans in the comics in a long time, honestly. I don't know where they fit in the MCU. And in the comics, I don't know where they fit because right now, pretty much X-Men's doing their thing and Eternals came back. They have a great ass story. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like they got to do. I mean, but we know the humans are in the MCU, and it seems like they got their roses in Doctor Strange. So that is true. They did get their roses, and my man gets 2 for that fight, and everybody was like, "How'd you get 2?" I tell you how he got 2. He finished in 5 turns. He got no bonus for being the story difficulty, and he took too much damage. That's how he got 2. Because Blade was almost dead, like twice, and he has life steal, but he didn't get life steal. No, he got life steal in the second turn. I don't know why he didn't use it so early. It's like, come on, Garth. You say you love Blade, but why would you let him take damage? Why, Garth? Why? Why? I love me some. I love Blade, man. Blade is a great character. Someone tried to troll me on YouTube. I was talking about Blade, and it was like, remember he was white? What? No, because I'm not an idiot. And I'm like, Blade's never been white, you jackass. Hey, it's a celebration. Midnight Suns is looking pretty tight. It is looking pretty tight, yo. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we want. This is what we want in a community. You feel me? We want that. We want more RPGs and well, I want more RPGs in Marvel. From what I'm hearing, I'm the only one. So, you know, those things happen. But it looks you guys are here talking about it. You guys love Marvel. I love Marvel. Maybe I'm not the only one. And there was like 500 of us in there watching this game. Granted, that's not a lot. That's not a lot, but that means this game can pull up to 500 viewers on Twitch. We can get some interesting going here. So I'm going to say this. I mean, everybody on YouTube pretty much knows this, but everybody on Twitch knows this. I don't know if you 100% know this, but December 2nd, when this game comes out, I will be playing it. Hopefully, if everything works out perfectly, December 2nd falls on a what day? 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 On a Friday. I'm gonna play the whole weekend. I'm gonna play that whole weekend. Everything works out perfectly. I'll play that whole weekend. I mean, if I really can handle my business, I'll play that whole weekend and I'll play the following week. I just won't do anything. Play Midnight Suns. My goal is to 100% this game. I want this to be my platinum. So this game is gonna be my platinum. That's my goal. I want this to be my plat dizzle. And so yeah, I want this to be my platinum. I want to completely just beat it 100% and then call it a day and play Forspoken or something like that in next year. Because there's just a bunch of good games coming out next year. But I won't be able to do it if I don't beat this. So yeah. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. This game is dope. And yeah, if anybody have any questions, I am definitely the guy to talk to about this.